Boxing This Week 65, I want to say. It's been a little while. I've been away in the other side of the world. Paolo's also been away. So we're gonna call this like Series 2. Which is almost in time with we're about a year on the channel anyway, just under, so kind of makes sense. Yeah, but we are back.
You lot thought we was gone, innit? All you channels rising up now with your content, you thought we was gone. We're back every week, man. Lock in.
Yeah. We're doing a Saturday one this week just because it worked out with sort of when I got back home and just general like technical things. We've got a few new setup changes, all sorts. So we're doing Saturday morning, but from Thursday next week, we're back to normal. Thursday, 7:45, 7:45. Boxing This Week is back. We've got a lot to talk about. We will try and keep it relevant to Boxing This Week, but we might go into other weeks anyway. Because I've not been here a while. I've not really spoken about boxing for a while.
Neither. Do you know what? We both had a sabbatical in September. And Colin's sabbatical was longer than mine, but then obviously my other commitments did come into play with DFC. So that took up a lot of my time in September, but obviously the show's done. Can I just say, Connor?
Yeah.
Spencer Fearon shouted us out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might as well talk the shit now, just so we get it out of the way before we get into the boxing news of everything that's been happening. We are, after that show, because we just done DFC 9, I said to myself, we're the biggest. We are the biggest at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is not a disrespect. There are some great promotions out there, yeah. But I just don't think anyone invests and does what we do with the social media, the matchmaking, even these boxing shows. No one else has. We got K1 on it again in December. Headed up by the light heavyweight champion Marlon Gillett, who's a matchmaker. A little bit of a background for you guys. You guys know, obviously, from past episodes, I've been working. Me and Connor have been working within DFC, and I'd say it's an upcoming rising promotion, Connor. At semi-pro level, like it's the catchment between professional and where they want to make a bit of money, but they want to make money and they want to boost their profiles, and we kind of fit that bracket at the moment. I feel like of what we're doing, we're just a step below professional boxing, but it's picking up and it feels like professional boxing, to be honest with you.
It definitely feels like it. You go to the event, you wouldn't. Do you know what's the remarkable thing? The first event I actually went to, obviously to an extent I was working it, but I kind of got a nice opportunity to sit back and actually just watch. If you've ever been to York Hall, it's not in York Hall, it's in Maidstone, Ball in Maidstone, which is actually a very nice venue, by the way, got to say. But it's got that York Hall feel. It's very close together. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and
really good. And the fights are insane as well. And at the last event, I didn't get to go. Obviously, I wasn't in the country, but I've seen some of the clips from the fights, and it looks fucking mental.
Yeah, go and check them out. Official DFC _. Go and check us out. Fuck it. I'm not even trying to sound on the fence. Like, I work for them. I work with them. That is my thing as well. Go and check us out. I can shout them out because this is our show, so we do what we want.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you want to go and watch something different or something, just a different experience, please get down to Balling in Maidstone because it's unforgettable. The next show is on the 7th of December, DFCX. It will be DFC 10. It will be number 10. It's a big it's going to be bigger than 9, which 9 was massive. The promotion that went into it, etc., was mental. 10 is going to be bigger. I think tickets will be out soon, so go and check them out. Official DFC _. And if you, like I say, if you want tickets, inquire. It'll either be myself or Flips that will reply, obviously, to you, or Kate. Kate is our admin lady. Mainly Kate on the social media. I'll tell you who Kate is after this episode, Connor. But anyway, proceed. Let's get into it.
So, Boxing This Week, we got a lot to cover. We got Dave Allen. We've got Dave Allen sadly losing to Makhmudov, and what's next for those two. We've got Conway Liddard last night Oh, we could go into Canelo. We've got BOXXER losing some of their boxers. So where do you want to start, Paolo?
Let's start with BOXXER, man, because because I think the BOXXER conversation then probably links into the likes of the Viddals, the Ben Whittakers.
Yeah.
So I think a good place to start is probably BOXXER because that is the biggest news. They just had a show pushed back.
Yeah.
Their show's been pushed back to the 29th of November. It was meant to be on the 25th of October. That was Clark and TKV.
Yeah.
TKV sustained a hand injury, meaning that now the show's been pushed back to the 29th. Coincidentally, though, 29th of November is when Ben Whittaker makes his debut on Matchroom.
Is coincidence is a funny that
I'm gonna have to tap into my. I'm gonna
I think
tap
we
into
all
my
know.
sources and let you know if that's cap or not cap. But nevertheless, though, I think this is the best thing that could have happened to BOXXER, and I'll say this from a point of view of, I think, like I spoke to Ben Shalom a couple of times, met him. Yeah, I actually really respect what he does. I think his work is massively undermined in his boxing thing. I think he's a young promoter who has built a promotion up from nothing, and the progression it's had in the last couple of years, if you want to say 10 years, is mental. But I feel like as a fan as well, at times they may have potentially lost their way a bit in terms of promoting more so some boxes than others.
Yeah.
And I think now obviously they've got to deal with BBC. I'm not sure how that looks because BBC haven't been on primetime boxing since the Nigel, Ben and Eubank senior days, to be honest with you. But it'd be interesting to see how that works, especially how they're going to retain big fighters because you lose the ad money because there's no ads on BBC. I'm not sure how much of a difference that makes, but no pay-per-views, but then they're getting rid of pay-per-views. But then BBC are stepping into boxing again when, to be honest with you, I think it's limited to a certain audience, maybe a UK audience. Sorry, 1 second.
It's very.
Turn that.
BOXXER do have the benefit. They're still with Peacock in America, so I guess they are getting out there a little bit, but it's nothing compared to that of DAZN.
No, but then it's hard. Like I don't like comparing them because DAZN is a beast. They're doing everything, so that's not necessarily BOXXER's fault. I'm surprised, obviously, that they didn't go with the option of streaming their stuff on DAZN because I feel like DAZN's aim is probably to get everything under one cloud. Like ideally, if they could have all the boxing under one, it's a win-win for them. But that might be something that could happen in the future. I don't think they've BOXXER have signed a long-term deal with BBC. I think it's a couple of years, so they're just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, I've got the details. The details of the. So it's a 1-year agreement. I believe it's going to be shown on BBC Two, so it's free-to-air TV, no pay-per-views. It's significantly. There's no disclosed amount of money on what the sort of budget they're given, and like Sky Sports had a £36 million budget over their 4-year contract with, apparently, from a fairly reliable source. Yeah, whereas this, they don't have the disclosed budget. I doubt we'll ever get it, but apparently it's significantly reduced from that. Not a massive shock. The key to it is it's free to air, so British fans are going to be able to watch it, and I'm guessing that's what they're banking on. I think we're at a weird point with BOXXER. I think it's make or break time. I think if it's really pivotal because I think we're either going to go BOXXER's not going to be a thing in 3 years, and I know that's really extreme, but I genuinely believe that if this contract doesn't work out, they're going to have to go in. They're going to have to join DAZN because that's where everyone else is going.
Yeah.
And if they join DAZN, they're going to be joining DAZN with a stable that's just not even comparable to Matchroom or Queensbury or Golden Boy. And then it's really, have they got the talent still there? Because we've mentioned it, but Ben Whittaker's now at Matchroom and he's got a fight with Matchroom. Viddal Riley is a free agent. Really, I'm not going to be surprised if he goes to Matchroom. He screams
but hear me out with this. Yeah, so this is where I would say they can learn from their mistakes, because I give you an example.
Mm.
And I know people will say to me, you're using this example because you might know this individual that boxes on BOXXER. But for many shows, if we talk about someone like Fran Hennessy, who's rising star, very young boxer, but she's doing massive things. She's fighting on the 29th of November, actually. And fighting a former WBC world champion, or a former world champion. So it's a big fight for a big step up.
Mm.
But like, they had her on the shows prior to televising it, and it was free to show on YouTube on previous boxing cards on Sky Sports. Now, I know obviously you've got to look, but there was a card that she was on where I was like, there was a fight above her, and I was like, there's no way that fight is above the like the other ones I can understand at this point in time, but like the one that basically was to kick off the live Sky Sports stream or whatever. She was fighting on YouTube at like 5 p.m. I was like, you look at the following and the media and the hype she's building around herself. And this is not just her. There's other names like her on BOXXER who have the same thing. And I feel like you don't disregard them for what they bring to the table at the end of the day. So the other thing as well is, if they're not showing I don't want this to happen to BOXXER, obviously, because I actually like the promotion, but if they're not showing love, you've got to look at the external factors. So like Jake Paul's most valuable promotions is taking women fighters off of every show. Matchroom, taking it off everywhere. Chantel Cameron is now an MVP fighter, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
She was with Queensbury and Matchroom. So like there's promotions out there that fit narratives for specific fighters. They've obviously gone in the direction that they want to grow female sport, and they've done that with the two Taylor fights as a benchmark, and now they want to bring up the other talent. Obviously they've got Ellie Scotney fighting on MVP as well. They got to be careful, because like you said, this is a point where, can fighters get more money fighting elsewhere? Yeah, that's probably why we've seen Ben Whittaker go into the zone. Ben Whittaker can't be fighting on BBC Two. And I think fighters like Fran and other fighters like Viddal Riley and all these people who have got big social media followings and they've got the marketable factors are also going to come to a point where it's like, we're bigger than the budget you've got at BBC, and we can go anywhere. And not to mention, Fran's dad is probably one of the biggest names in boxing behind management. I mean, he's not stupid, so he'll be watching this closely. But she'll want to now capitalize on this and make a name for herself on BOXXER, even more so than she's been doing. But that's like
that's one of the key things. That's one of the key things. There is an opportunity now. BOXXER's biggest star, Ben Whittaker, he's not there. Now I know the obvious is Adam Azim will probably be the step up. They're going to push him really hard. BOXXER need to get themselves some world champions. I know there are less world.
You frozen?
Champions, or at least world title fight.
Yeah. You're muted now.
Chris Billum-Smith.
Oh, go on. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
The last time BOXXER had a world title fight on their own show, so not Riyadh season, is it Billum-Smith?
Yeah, but Billum-Smith's purse bids just went out for his fight and no one bidded.
Yeah, but this is the issue. That's what I'm saying with BOXXER. That the fact is, everyone loves a superstar in boxing, but Ben Whittaker fights will be bigger with a world title on the line. I know he's nowhere near that, by the way. Or
he's fighting in a very hard division, by the way, a very hard division. Where at the moment, I would say he's still very early in his career. Matchroom will do. Look, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but Matchroom will do a good job of building him up. Probably a better job than Ben, but then that's not because Ben can't do it. I think that's just because of the factors of what's
Mm.
they're with the zone. They're the prime time Saudi all the time. Ben Shalom has just signed a deal with Riyadh as well, which will help him.
True.
But and I think we should highlight that. But obviously, Matchroom are a massive engine. I mean, like they're between them and Queensbury, the probably two biggest promoters, if not in the world, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're quite. Matchroom, I've got. They're a well-oiled machine. I mean, Matchroom and Ben Whittaker makes sense to me. I think that was always going to happen from when Ben Whittaker was tweeting a sand timer emoji underneath a post about BOXXER and how they treated him or something on the show. Like, it was always going to happen. I think Viddal Riley's an interesting one because all that we know is he's a free agent, but we don't know why. Well, we know his contract ran out, so he could actually still sign back on.
Well, yeah, because supposedly as well, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but Ben Whittaker's contract was not far off ending if it hadn't ended already.
Yeah.
But this is why I go back to the point. Ben's got to go back to the drawing board, look at the stars he's got, because he's still got stars and potential stars, and build them up as he should have done from the start. But I feel like he probably prioritized certain boxers sometimes. And I know it's boxing and it's shows and you do that, but like you've got to ultimately make sure you're building everyone up to a certain level.
Yeah.
Because look, at the end of the day, you talk about some of the fighters on BOXXER, like it's a hard one. TKV and Clark are in a position where they're in a really tough division.
Yeah.
So again, world titles is going to be difficult. It's not unachievable, but it's going to be difficult just because of the talent elsewhere, the Talmas, etc., all coming up.
Yeah.
Dubois is already there. You look at the top heavyweights already. So yeah, it's a difficult one, but yeah, man, like I got to big her up, man. She could go and win a world title. So that's one world champion you've got there, because I think Franz is capable of winning a world title. Anyone else on BOXXER as well? There's a few others, but I followed her journey from when she turned pro, and she's somebody who I think will be a world champion in a couple of years. And the BOXXER should look at people like her on the platform and have the same thing. Like right now, we need to push these lot. It's mad. From DFC, Kent boxing fans are mental. She's from Kent. You do a show that way, you sell out whatever you're doing. Do you get it? Kent are big for boxing, so yeah. That I think I'm in agreement with you. Ben's definitely got a year to. What are they going to be able to do? 4 shows in a year?
Well, that's the other thing. The biggest fighters they've got really, or the biggest name they've got is Eubank Jr.
AJX, hello.
And Eubank's going to fight Conor Benn in a stadium fight, and it's going to be co-promoted. So I know the company BOXXER will do well out of it, but they're not the main earners. You know, you don't think of that show and think of BOXXER. You think of Matchroom, or you just think of Riyadh season. So I don't know. We're at a weird point with BOXXER. I do also think like there is definitely they have got a good stable. Like Adam Azim at 140. 140.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Cool. 140 pounds is actually a good point right now. Shakur's not going to move up anytime soon, I don't think.
I think
there.
Yeah, I think he talked about the fight at Conor Benn as well.
He is, but that's a long way off because Shakur's not. I think Shakur's not going to take a fight with Conor Benn if Conor Benn's immediately coming back from 154. I mean, they're saying Conor Benn could get a world title shot at 154 now, which I don't understand that because Boots is there now.
I do though. I do. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I saw we posted a reel on TikTok, and this conversation actually got brought up. So it's interesting you bring this up now. I feel like Conor's been scanning the social media whilst he's been away gallivanting around the world. But it's an interesting one because there's 2 aspects to this year. Conor Benn and Shakur. Conor Benn, for example, being offered a world title. I know eventually Boots will get undisputed. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conor Benn was promised a title shot prior to the first fight, which then got thrown out the window because they gave it to Manny Pacquiao, which is mental.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao's not fought for like 5 years, but then and now he's ranked number 1 in the WBC, but that's a whole nother story. And then I don't think Conor Benn fighting at 168 affects him or his rankings at 150 unless he stayed there. So like I understand that they all the boards knew it was a 2-fight deal, right? So they probably thought, okay, it won't affect. Now if he was to stay at 168 or 160, then obviously it would affect his rankings. But because he's not fighting in the division, even if he loses, he's not losing too much, because if he goes back down, as long as he's keeping active, it won't affect his rankings. If anyone's rankings is affected, it's Eubanks, if he was to win or lose the fight.
True. I agree. I don't think it should affect Conor Benn's rankings. I don't think he should be in a division where you've got, 154 is probably my favorite division right now. That's the one I tell people, if you want to watch good fights, that's where you go. You've got Tim Tszyu, you've got Fundora. I know. Fundora is a sort of controversial topic in most boxing conversations as to whether or not you like him. But every fight he's in is good to watch. He's weird, because how can you be 6'7" and weigh 154 pounds and then be an infighter? Like, random. But
also, I feel like if you saw him in the street, you would not think he's a boxer.
No. He's got he doesn't look
because his arms are like that.
Yeah. And
it's weird.
He's a weird.
But do you know what he reminds me of? Do you know what Fundora reminds me of? Let's be honest here. The best comparison.
Insult a heavy. Go on then.
Fundora reminds me of Peter Crouch.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Peter Crouch. You look at Peter Crouch aesthetically, you think he cannot play football, but flipping hell did he play at a high level. Fundora's the same. It's Peter Crouch. What did you think I was going to say, Connor? Come on, man.
I was just, I don't know. I had like a tree or like, I don't know. But you've got Virgil Ortiz, you've got Boots now, and Boots looks excellent. We'll talk about Boots as well today. But so 154, I think is too, like, Eddie Hearn's not stupid. Conor Benn hasn't fought anywhere near the level, and Eubank Jr. is not near the level of Boots or Virgil Ortiz or even Fundora. So, or Muratsayev either, who we really shouldn't forget, because we forgot about it. Well, not we, but general we forget that before Tim Tszyu fought him, everyone kind of thought, we don't really know who this guy is. And then he knocked Tim Tszyu out real fucking quick. So
yeah, Tim Tszyu's not been the same since.
No, he hasn't. So the point is, we're kind of I'm unsure, but sort of going back to the key of this is it's a co-promoted show, but really people now see Riyadh Season as their own promotion, because they are. So Matchroom and BOXXER don't benefit as much from this, but Matchroom will get more fighters on the show. Eddie Hearn will make sure he's got more people on that show. And Eddie Hearn's doing his other shows, and they're doing well. We saw it last week. He did Dave Allen Makhmudov, and it sold 10,000.
No, you done Dave Allen Makhmudov, and then had Boots Ennis in America in the same night. Yeah,
and he sold them out. Well, the fighters sold them out, but they're Eddie Hearn's fighters. He sold the venues out. He's done 2 events in a night. Do you know what I think is a key thing that Ben Shalom doesn't have, or doesn't seem to have? Eddie Hearn as Frank Smith. Now, if you don't follow boxing super closely, you probably won't know. Well, you might not know who he is, although he's becoming a bigger name now. Frank Smith is basically Eddie Hearn 2.0.
Number 2. He sounds like him. He talks like him.
He does everything like him.
He does everything like him.
He's brilliant. And he will take over Matchroom. That's seemingly the way it's going.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think as well, a good measure to see how that dynamic worked is watch a Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Really interesting.
So much to watch. And then you've also got Frank Warren, who's got George Warren. And George Warren's not really, doesn't like being on camera. So
no, George Warren's got his Warren Boxing Management, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is it Warren Boxing Management? Yeah, because because I was looking at it the other day, because they just signed Daniel Francis. Big up. That's again, another member of the DFC family, but they just signed him. He's a professional fighter, obviously. making waves, and yeah, so they've just signed him. But yeah, Warren Boxing Management is George's thing, I think,
It
because
is,
they brought
but
back
it's
that they brought back that. Is it like the small hall shows? Queensbury are doing a small hall show
yeah,
type thing.
it's that. Yeah, so it's still technically Queensbury, but it's under a different name just to give it its own kind of
Is it
venue.
Box
It's almost
Nation?
like Box Nation. Yeah. So it's almost like an academy. It's pro fights, they're legitimate fights, and they're brilliant fights as well, some of them. But it's almost like a stepping stone. Like, you do really well here, yeah, all right, we could take you on. But the point is, I don't think Ben Shalom's got that other person. Or I know he's got people around him, but it doesn't seem to have that key figure behind him. George Warren does so much work for Frank Warren, and so does Frank Warren does a lot of work. Just Frank Smith does so much. Frank Smith got the Ben Whittaker deal over the line.
Yeah,
like, this is where we're getting with these promoters. We could talk about BOXXER for a long time. I think the BBC deal, I personally don't think it's very good. If it's a 1-year deal, yeah, I know it's free to air, but we saw it, like Wasserman Boxing had it with Channel 5, and the numbers were great. They were getting like 2 million views on a Lyndon Arthur headlined card on a Friday night. Like, that's brilliant. But how much was Lyndon Arthur actually getting paid for that? Like, is Lyndon Arthur coming away from that feeling like he's just been watched by 2 million people? Like, I'm not sure. So
I'm gonna put it simple to you like this. Yeah, for me, social media is a big thing in why fighters get certain fights or controversy, or their profile gets boosted. So I can't believe I'm using this as an example, but this is where we're at with boxing, right? If I've got 180,000 followers on Instagram, and then I can sell 2, 3, 4, 5,000 tickets, whatever it is, or quite a few tickets, I can push out quite a few tickets, yeah. And you're paying me what you're paying me, but then other shows are saying, you come here, we'll give you pay-per-view, we'll give you this, or we'll give you, oh, you want to fight in Saudi, you'll get a bit of extra money for that. Then it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you, because essentially you've got to understand boxing is a short career. The fighters are self-employed, and they've got to protect their products. The product is themselves. Yeah. So if you're not getting the market value of what you're worth from one show, you have to go. It's not about snaking people and that. Boxing's a short career. Because on the other hand, if you don't go and try and do the best for yourself as a boxer, or you don't try and get the most out of the sport that you can, be that financially, and if you're able to get world title shots or this through them, but ultimately money. Let's just talk about money. As what was it, Conor McGregor and Diaz on the Money Channel? Let's talk about money, the Money Channel. Yeah. Conor McGregor goes to, you stay out of this conversation, Nate. But ultimately, look, the sport is short. It's a short sport, short career, very dangerous career. Health implications of boxing is mental. We're seeing it with fighters dying and dropping left, right, and centre at the moment. It's head injuries, and so if a fighter decides that it's not for them and they go to another promotion because you didn't fulfill what they needed to fulfill, it's the name of the game. It's business. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Come end of your career when you've not got a pot to piss in, is that promoter then going to pay your bills after that? Not a chance. Exactly. There is no loyalty in boxing. I say this to everyone. There's no loyalty in boxing, and if you are loyal, great, well done. But make sure you're not getting your pants pulled down.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin.
No, but you're right though, and it's not even a bad thing. But it's a case of who can pay the most. It's a short career, and like you've just said, it can be made a lot shorter. You're always one fight away from retiring or worse. So if it's as simple as if the really nice promoter is offering you £100,000 and the dickhead promoter is offering you $500,000, you got to take the $500,000. It doesn't, but it's as simple as that. I don't think this BBC deal is very good for BOXXER, but we will see. They've obviously got the first show.
I hope because I know a couple of people involved with it and stuff like that, or that box. I hope for their sake it is a good thing, because Otherwise, those people I know are affected by it. But then
Yeah,
I
of
hope it
course.
is. But I don't know from a fan's point of view and just a fan's opinion without looking at it personally. I don't see how a 1-year deal with BBC is good for any fighter fighting on BOXXER.
Yeah. I hope it works as well. I mean, I think the more promoters we've got, the better. It makes it more competitive, and the more competitive it is, the more money these fighters are actually going to get. So I think it's great, but I don't understand it. But look, we'll see 29th of November. It's not a coincidence that they've moved it to the same day as Whittaker's debut with Matchroom. They are not going to do it, and we know the interviews will come out after, and someone will mention viewer numbers, and it'll get silly. But that's kind of good promotion anyway, so I'm not too fussed. Let's talk about Canelo, because obviously we got a lot to talk about with him. I want to start off by saying, is it time for him to retire?
Predictions. Start off with the predictions. What did we predict, Connor, before that fight? Let's talk about that. What did I say, or what did you say? Because you said Canelo's too big. I said Crawford. I just feel like something's going to happen. Crawford was not only size didn't matter. Pause. But also, that fight was like watching a man take his chihuahua around the park. That's what Crawford made Canelo look like. Crawford walked Canelo round the park. Didn't let him off the lead because he didn't let him off the lead, because if he lets him off the lead, he'll run off and play with the other dog, and he can't because he just had a tablet. So yeah, God, that is so stupid. But God, yeah,
that's one of the weirder descriptions of a fight, but I quite liked it. It was good. Yeah, Crawford's incredible. If he retired now, I think he's in GOAT conversations. I think he's the greatest fighter I've ever watched. Maybe Usyk, I don't know, but those two are really.
Is he better than Mayweather? Are we saying he's better than Mayweather?
No.
Mayweather's just below Mayweather, though. I put him just below Mayweather.
But then, if you said to me who would win in that fight, I don't know.
I think Mayweather would win. I think Crawford said it himself, though.
I would never bet against Mayweather because it's Mayweather.
Yeah, well, Crawford said it himself. He said you need 6. What did Crawford say? He said if you're fighting Mayweather, you need 6 arms. Yeah. That's how you beat him.
Yeah, I mean, Mayweather's special, but then Crawford's special. What does Crawford do wrong? The guy's never been put down. Defensively, if you've never been knocked out, I mean, I don't remember the last time Crawford got hit properly hard.
I don't remember the last
different
time.
Animal with it, but
I don't remember the last time Mayweather's actually had a 10 count or like a 8 or stat, or he's been counted. He's been knocked down. Controversially, a couple of times he nearly went, but he stood up. Yeah. I think one of the Madonna fights is where he got rocked.
Yeah,
and he managed to stay on his feet. But yeah, you're right though. Crawford is somebody
of this generation, because we can't. I know we like to compare and we do the fantasy fights, but you can't do it. Who knows who would win between Ali and Usyk? You never know. So let's. We
had this conversation the other day. There's a lot of factors that come into it, because if you do that cross-generational thing, the problem you've got is everything's different then. Sports nutrition is different back then to how it is now. Probably more so now, it's magnified than before. There probably wasn't as many tests, or VADA and all that weren't, or all these promotions weren't turning up at your house at 3 a.m. to do drug tests all the time. There's a lot more money in boxing now. Everything's more expensive. There's a lot of factors to it. You're right. I don't think it's that good old fashioned saying of you can't compare in another breath, in another sport. You can never compare Maradona to Messi. Yeah. When they were kicking around like heavy balls and Messi's playing with scientifically. Yeah, it's different. So it's the same with boxing. I think there's got to be a limit, but I do think that limit can stem to early, I would say, Mayweather's a realistic. Mayweather and Crawford, you could do that because it's more of recent times rather than before.
They were pros at the same time. They've overlapped in their careers, but I don't know. I think it might just be a case of, at the moment, let's just appreciate what we've got. If Crawford's going to carry on, which it looks like he is, then shit. I mean, if this guy keeps winning, he's talking about going to 160, winning all the titles there. That'd be a great fight, by the way. That's a middleweight who's at his prime in Arslanbek Makhmudov. Science. He's a top rank, but not the biggest name. But I think he'll unify 160 unless somebody else comes up. Even though Arslanbek's brilliant. But the point of Crawford, we're talking about one of the best of the generation, right?
100%.
Usyk
Freeweight
undisputed.
Freeweight undisputed hits differently, man.
Yeah.
Freeweight undisputed. Two-weight undisputed is mental. Freeweight undisputed is unreal.
Yeah. And he's the first to do it. He's unbeaten.
Like, that's something Mayweather. That's something Mayweather didn't do, innit?
No, but then
there was political reasons. There was political reasons to why he never done it. You ever watched the Mayweather documentary on YouTube? It was something to do with he didn't want to pay the sanctioning fees to the body, so he'd win a title, release it, just go up. So exactly. He had a thing of fighting for the WBC as well, didn't he? So,
but it was a different thing. Back then, world title was a world title, world champion. Now, people really look like world champions because I think there's so many world champions. People got a bit bored of it. So being a world champion isn't quite enough. You need to now unify. Back when Mayweather was fighting, not as fussed by that. No, it wasn't as big of a thing. So, yeah, again, I mean, it was a thing, but it was like if you did it, it was very cool, but nobody was really expecting it or really pushing for it unless it just happened to make sense.
Do you know what AJX, just to highlight, it is a very good point. He did drop it, but the sick thing about Usyk was he gave that title, let them fight, and then won it back afterwards.
Yeah.
He said, you have it for one fight.
It's
mental.
It's rude. Ridiculous, though.
And the worst thing is, do you know how mad it was that people were going that fight is more in Daniel Dubois' favour than Usyk? It's mental. Like, I don't think... If there's a man that you can bet your house on that he ain't getting knocked out, it's Usyk. It's Usyk. The guy's got too much to fight for. Even if he does lose, I don't think he'll ever get knocked out.
No, I don't think he'll ever lose. Unless he decides to keep fighting for too long. But the guy's fitter than any heavyweight going.
It's mental,
he can do 12 rounds better than any heavyweight there is right now.
You know, you get told at 30 plus you're old, yeah? But I'm 31 now, isn't it? And I was just thinking about this yesterday. I'm 31 and I'm like, people get told, because I've got this grey patch here, if you can see it. People go, you're old, yeah? And I'm like, it's mental. I said, I'm not trying to hear that. When I see Usyk doing hill runs at 39 years old, we're ready. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's like everyone was calling Usyk old. And it's like, really? That this is a guy who literally, you know, certain Eastern Europe, I think it's the Eastern European boxing thing, just dedicate their life to boxing, or like that side of the world. You've got the Russians, you've got the Ukrainians.
We're seeing that in every sport, though. Like we are, as in, look, I'm going to be a bit biased here, but it is a good example. Mohamed Salah last season for Liverpool. He's 33.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
no, but he's 33. But he's 33. Messi won the World Cup at what, 35? And then you come back to boxing, and we got Crawford's 38, Usyk's 39.
Ronaldo's 40 years old.
Ronaldo's 40. He's still making money.
Looks healthy. You say making money. Yeah. Let's put some more respect on his name. He's internationally, he is a joke. Yeah, he's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm trying to say is, even like the physique and everything, he looks like a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
it's a joke. So you're right.
Prime. The age of these athletes that get into their prime has just gone up. They can withstand for longer. So Usyk could still fight for 3-4 more years. So could Crawford. But the real thing is, I mean, Crawford can do whatever he wants. If he retires now, he is retiring as, I think, the greatest of the generation for most people. He's gone up 3 weight divisions to fight Canelo, who has been the undisputed unified champion for 4 years.
Only 2 men prior to Terence Crawford, before the Terence Crawford fight, only 2 men have beaten him.
Yeah, Mayweather, Bivol.
It's what I'm saying to you. It's like
I'd argue 3 men. Golovkin.
who's that? Yeah. Yeah. All right, but on paper,
Okay, on paper too.
The fact. But I do agree with you. The Golovkin fight's a joke. That's another fighter as well. There is not a lot of man. That is one man I think Terence Crawford stylistically might struggle to beat in his prime.
Yeah, because you can't hurt Golovkin.
You can't hurt him, so he'll just let you out. He'll be outboxed, but he's like, I'm gonna get you eventually.
Yeah,
and when I get you, you're gonna feel it.
That I think honestly could have been the best fight of the generation if Crawford had moved up faster. But it's one of those that.
Do you know what the best? Do you know what the best example of that is? Of like Golovkin just giving away rounds because he knows eventually the inevitable was coming. Is Kell Brook?
Yeah,
Kell Brook was much quicker than him, and he was winning like up until when Golovkin absolutely shattered his eye. He was winning like 4 rounds because he was outboxing Golovkin. But Golovkin was just like, it's all right. Not really feeling these punches. I'll get outboxed, but eventually when I catch you, you are going to go to sleep or I'm going to hurt you. Yeah. And that is the kind of fighter Golovkin was. He's also talking about coming back.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm not sure that makes sense, but I mean, I'd love to see him back, honestly. But if we get Golovkin back and he's at his near his best, or he won't be at his best, but that'd be great. I don't think we will. Generally, when fighters come back, it's not the great story.
I think he's doing better work with the Olympians than he is now. Like I think he's more needed with the Kazakhstani Olympians. You see how many gold medals they picked up? Is it Kazakhstan? Uzbekistan. Sorry, the last Olympics was a joke. Picked up stupid amounts of gold medals.
Dubois AJ2 would be great. I mean, that makes sense for now. AJ's at a weird point. I'm not sure.
I think we just want to see Tyson Fury and Joshua. That's the fight we want to see. I don't know what that man's doing, if he's fighting or if he's not fighting, but I think every boxing fan before they retire would like to see that fight. Belts or no belts, that's the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing. I've said it for years.
Oh, it's the biggest money-making fight in the world. Dubois AJ2 would be really good. I'd be really excited if they announced that, but that's not going to happen. It's too much of a risk for both. AJ's career is done if he loses again, especially the way he lost the first time. And Dubois just being knocked out. AJ's dangerous. AJ did hurt him. I know we forget, and it doesn't really matter because Dubois got the job done. But a really wobbled Anthony Joshua who didn't really know where he was because of, and you mentioned it, Dubois not having head movement. I know you're talking about the Usyk fight, but AJ still caught him in round 4 and then walked himself onto a punch, which was stupid, but he basically had concussion at that point already, I think. So
Frozen, Connor. Hello? Now I can't hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Who is
AJ's coach? AJ's coach is
It's still Ben.
Yeah, still Ben.
Yeah, he's still working with the same people. And I think that's smart. It's not I'd be disappointed if he moved away from. Why can't I remember this guy's surname? This is really
mental.
bad.
I've just had that as well.
Yeah,
I've just had that as well.
I know you have. That's why I said
God. Oh my God! We sound like absolute casuals right now because I was talking about it the other day. We've just had a telepathic episode of dementia. Ben Davis. AJ, have you ever been having a conversation and you just completely forget something? I've done that with do you know what's mad? I've done that with family members where I've forgotten their name for a minute. It's not good, you know.
Ooh.
Makes you think. Could be early doors of but what a weird moment. We both forgot that because I saw that when you said Ben, I was Connor's fried.
Yeah. And then when you didn't say it, I was like, Paolo doesn't know either. I feel okay. I'm going to say. I'll be honest. Yeah, we're all human, man.
God.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's still
Ben
Ben
Davis.
Davis.
Ben Davis though is a joke of a coach. That a
He's
joke.
brilliant. He's brilliant.
He is
And
good, but
Joshua won't be better.
I think it would not make sense for Joshua to change at this stage.
No.
I think Ben Davis is a great coach. Obviously, we've seen the work he's done with elite boxers. He's got a Talma. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Moses Atalma is one of his fighters right now. You look at the past fighters he's got Furies there. He's got obviously Joshua. He's got the Talma. There's a stable. You just look at the list of guys that he's currently coaching. It's a joke. Yeah, Haney. He does. The Haney one's interesting because Haney's got a boxing coach on the nights. Ben Davis does. So they send all their videos to Ben Davis, and Ben Davis will do the technical assessments on him because he offers that service to fighters. So so Haney uses Ben Davis as a coach or like a second coach. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ben Davis he's brilliant. And at this point in AJ's career, this is not the time for Anthony Joshua to be chopping and changing. The question is he the right guy to lead Atama as the 100%. There's no that if you want the best we were just talking about, Haney is the best example of this, right? Devin Haney is a guy that notoriously has no punch power. He just doesn't. It's not a big problem. You fight 12. When Ben Davis was working with him, like properly working with him, a lot closer than they do now. Like you say, he just does the analytics from now. He used to be more in the gym with him, but Davis took a guy that couldn't really punch hard and took him to undisputed. To the point where he's beaten Lomachenko. Whether or not you think he beat Lomachenko, I do. I know a lot of people don't. It's really whatever. Honestly, I've watched the fight 3 times. The first time I got Haney on, then I thought Loma won.
Don't start, Connor.
Okay, no, that's a sidetrack. But the point
don't
is,
start
Ben Davis is
because
the right guy.
you have a different opinion on that. But that could be a whole episode. So yeah.
Ben Davis is the right guy to lead the town. You can lead.
We should do an episode on biggest robberies, though. That one should be in there, 100%. Alongside some others.
That one wouldn't be in there because it's not a robbery, but right, yeah, sure.
God, go on, carry on.
No, Ben Davis is brilliant, and I think he'll lead Atama perfectly.
Yeah,
there was also Atama was so talented; it'd be hard to go wrong with him.
Yeah, I think at this stage, he builds him up. He's building up really well. But I think this new age of analytics is you're either playing catch up or you're not. Everyone likes to call them PE teachers and whatever it is, and sports analysts, but it is all part of the game now. So yeah,
it's a big part of the game, and Ben Davis is probably the best at it. Along with maybe Freddie Roach is brilliant as well. But AJ will be. I think it's AJ Makhmudov next. Obviously, Makhmudov last week.
Makhmudov
kind of battered Dave Allen.
He'll get flattened. Yeah, but he'll get flattened against Joshua. Like, there's no... hear me out, yeah. Makhmudov is good. No head movement. Head movement is limited. He's limited to one punch. It's like a jab follows through. There's no alternation in his shots. Yeah. And let's be honest, there was times against Dave Allen, he was winning rounds, but he was getting tagged a lot by Dave Allen. Joshua is a lot quicker than Dave Allen. And more powerful. Listen, we need to stop this narrative, not we as in me and you, because I think we're both of the same opinion.
Yeah.
Joshua, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, yeah. It's mental that people say Joshua's done. I'll tell you why, for 2 reasons, yeah?
Yeah.
Has Joshua ever been knocked out? Knocked out. I'm saying knocked out. Sleeping past the bell.
Okay. No.
No.
He's not.
He's been knocked down. It's mental that people say he doesn't have a chin, yeah, when he got the stoppage against Ruiz, yeah. He then come back and outboxed Ruiz, like to the point that he won. I think I gave Ruiz 1 round in that fight, the second fight.
Yeah.
He fought Klitschko, got knocked down, got back up and knocked Klitschko out and stopped him the way he was stopped against Dubois. He was outboxed by Usyk, in my opinion, both times, but he didn't get knocked out. he lost that fight, but just being outboxed. He gets wobbled, yes. He got wobbled against Dillian White. He come back from getting wobbled against Dillian White and knocks Dillian White out. Where is his narrative going to stop that AJ hasn't got a chin?
It's not.
When is it going to stop?
It's not the chin. The problem is, it's not. His chin's fine. I don't think it's any. Dave Allen's got one hell of a chin. But
yeah, but do you know what it is? It's a casual opinion, though, isn't it? What you get wobbled, you've not got a chin.
The problem that Anthony Joshua doesn't recover well.
No, I agree. He doesn't recover well to an extent. Obviously, we've seen evidence of that. But like, let's be honest, yeah, he's a guy who lost against Ruiz, avenged it, lost against Usyk twice, lost against Dubois.
Yeah.
Am I missing anyone?
No.
3. So he's lost against 3 fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is generational. Like losing to Usyk is no blemish. That's not an issue.
No, but but you know what's funny about that? He was at the time. So I'll tell you why. People and this is this narrative that people have against Anthony Joshua. Because when Usyk went and fought Fury and beat him twice, yeah, because he beat him twice. I don't care what anyone said. The fight should have been stopped. The first fight, when he was moving about any other boxer, that fight would have been stopped. Yeah. But everyone made this point of going, "Oh, you got beaten by Usyk, you're done." Like, it's such a casual opinion, like as if Usyk's not an undisputed cruiserweight, Olympian, undisputed heavyweight. Yeah, we're just talking about him like he's just your man selling fish down the market. Like, it's mental, but people got to stop narrative. He does have insane quads. That is a pause, but so he can stand up from heavy punches. It is true, though. It is true.
Yeah, the Nick Ball one's a good shout against Ray Vargas. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think AJ will knock out Makhmudov. Sorry, I said his name wrong. But I think that is a good fight. British public now know who Makhmudov is. Dave Allen, obviously, a lot of people thought Dave Allen was going to win that. I think you have to call yourself a casual if you favoured Dave Allen in that fight. Unfortunately,
allow it, man. You're calling me a casual.
No.
My God. He called me a casual. Yeah, Conor called me a casual. Wow.
You brought up the Canelo prediction, Canelo Crawford. So I've got to go. I have to put something back out there.
So you're doing a low blow. Wow. Pause. Low blow. All right, fair enough. Carry on.
No, I'm joking. But I think just the general feeling around the fight was far too one-sided for Dave Allen to win. Dave Allen knocked out Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's great,
Southern area,
but not
Southern area.
Yeah, and that's his level right now. I think Johnny Fisher could get to British, and he'll be a bit of a cult hero. But Johnny Fisher's not. Johnny Fisher's not fringing on a world title. That is what Makhmudov is doing. Makhmudov will get a world title shot at some point in his career if he keeps going the way he is. So AJ Makhmudov makes sense, and that's a good fight as well because Makhmudov really only knows one way to fight, and that's to come forward and hurt you and knock you out. And he couldn't do that against Dave Allen because Dave Allen's chin is made of granite. And I actually thought, by the way, Dave Allen fought okay. And I think a lot of the fight was about the fact that Dave Allen has, for years in his career, sold tickets and been a fan favourite, but not quite lived up to it because he's not trained hard enough and not done various things. Personally, I think Dave Allen actually won. If you look at the story and go, why is he back in boxing? It was because he wanted to get his fighters that he's now coaching and managing on the shows. And you look at this show, which is in Sheffield, in his hometown. He sold out the arena, sold out Sheffield Arena, so sold out 9,000, 10,000 tickets. And he's got Joe Hayden and he's got Howarth on the undercard, both winning their fights on a Matchroom show. Joe Hayden now 20-0. I think the other guy's 8-0 or 8-0. So Dave Allen's won. He's made good money. People are going to come to see him again. We know that he trained hard. You could see it. He did 12 hard rounds and he didn't look. He didn't slow down to an extent where it's like, oh, all right, you've not really tried. This is disappointing. So I think he can hold his head high, like really high up. I just think it was a stupid fight to take, like realistically. But it's kind of Dave Allen's style. If I'm Dave Allen, I'm very happy with how everything turned out. If he wants to keep fighting, he can as well. There's going to be an audience for him. People love him. Yeah. Let's talk about the other Matchroom show of the night. Let's talk about Boots. Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you. Shit. Oh, you're not muted. Sorry, I just can't hear you. No. Is it the AirPods or I don't know? Unless it's me. Nah. Yeah, just check the stream. Yeah, you are. I don't know why. No. I can just see you talking. Yeah, I can see you. I just can't hear you. First one back. There's always going to be issues. To be fair, not too many, but. Anyway, well, yeah. Right. Whilst Paolo leaves and joins back, I'm going to I'll carry on. Boots obviously made his debut at 154 pounds last Saturday. I mean, I don't know how many times or how long I have to say this, but like, he's the future. He's not the future. He's the present. But
Yo,
fuck no, still can't hear you. What can we do? Can you check like your mic settings and see which one it's trying to use? Maybe it's using a different one for some reason. I don't know.
Testing.
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. God.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry about that, guys.
That was weird. Anyway, yeah, Boots. He's not the future anymore because he's the now, but he's 35-0 with 31 knockouts. He's just moved up to
28 years old.
28. He's just moved up
Young
to 154.
Young boy.
And he's knocked Lima out in a round. Lima.
He's 4 years younger than me and has 20 times the amount of money I've got.
Yeah, but
having said that, make sure you lot fucking subscribe. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Yeah, Boots Ennis. I think I heard the best analogy of him was he's not fighting at the moment, or historically, that A level kind of opponent consistently. But what he does against fighters is what he does in a fight. Like, he makes people look, if they're like a B level fighter, he'll make them look like a D level fighter.
Yeah.
That he makes them look so average because of how good he is.
Yeah. He's a joke of a fighter. He does everything.
I'd love to see Crawford and Boots before he retires.
Crawford and Boots would be... I'd love it. But in the same way that I don't expect to ever see Yard Boatsy or Benavidez Canelo, I don't expect it to happen. My mind is now on Boots versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. They're both at 154. Stick a title on the line. Come on now. That's the fight. That is number one and number two. Sure.
Come on.
Like, I don't even know how to express how incredible that fight will be. And I think that fight will happen. I think that makes sense. I think that's a Riyadh season headline show in America. That's sorted. And I honestly don't even know who wins that fight. Because I think Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the closest thing we'll see to Jaron Ennis struggling. And Virgil Ortiz hits like a truck. Jaron Ennis hits like a truck. They both come forward. Defensively, both very good, although it could be better. It's probably the only flaws in either of them is defensively. If you're going to floor anything. And Jaron Ennis seems to have gotten just better over time with it anyway. And Virgil Ortiz equally. I'm a fan of both. I'd hate to see either one lose, but that is the fight we need.
I think that will happen. I think it's a Saudi fight.
Yeah, I think that's next.
But I think Eddie Hearn's trying to build up his build, which is what he didn't have before he joined Matchroom. I think he's trying to build his profile up. So I think a couple more home show fights just to build up the hype around him would make, or one or two more. But ultimately, if Turkey wants that fight, unless Turkey wants it in Saudi, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because they'll both be paid well for it. The only problem is that gap between trying to find out what time they're going to do it and having the American fighters on in a different time zone, but then Turkey going, we'll show it prime time American time. But then the time that they show the fight in Saudi is mad then. Because I don't know if that's early in the morning or midday when it's very hot.
Yeah. I mean, they normally do sort of a 2 a.m. kind of thing.
Early mornings, they're normal shows because of how cool it is. I don't know. But it makes sense. The Saudis, it makes sense on a Saudi show. It doesn't make sense it being televised in America. For the fighters. The fighters will get more money from fighting in Saudi than they will.
I don't know if they... Yeah, but if they do it on a Saudi card in America, as in on a Riyadh season
how many
in America,
tickets does is Virgil Ortiz a big seller?
I mean, it depends on the fight. I think when he fought against Boachuk, was it Boachuk that he fought?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did 10,000, I want to say.
Yeah, but that's like... Let's talk about those numbers for a minute, yeah, because it's mental, yeah. They did 10,000, but this is my point. Where we got to look at the levels in it, because Dave Allen just done 10,000 in Sheffield, and he's not even a world champion.
True.
So it's not a lot. It's a big fight, but they're gonna get more money fighting in Saudi on a card, a big card like a Saudi card.
Yeah.
For me, 10,000.
Yeah, they did 12 anywhere. Yeah, 10 to 12,000 is what they sold for Ortiz Boachuk.
Right.
And what's Boots actually doing? I know he's doing it in his hometown as well, but
Philly, yeah.
But this is the thing. You put them together. The best way to make a fighter, 14,000.
Okay, no. It's mad. It's mad, isn't it? When you look at the American fighters, their numbers aren't great, are they, in terms of what they do tickets?
Well,
considering Dave Allen's is like England's a lot smaller as well, isn't it?
I think we're better fans. I don't want to cause anything here, but I think American fans show up for the big fights, but I think we get behind the small. Also, no, do you know what? Let's not even go there. The fact is, heavyweight fights do better. They always have, and they always will. So, Dave Allen's also a massive name as a heavyweight. The guy was selling out. He did sell out the O2 with his fight against Lucas Brown. I mean, he's fought.
It's actually a joke how many tickets he sells.
Yeah, he's also he's okay. To be fair, Boots did 21,000.
Okay, makes sense.
So Boots
is going to be the A side in this then.
Yeah, he should be as well. He absolutely should be. He's the WA final eliminator.
Without the titles, even if he's got a title, or even if he's ranked above, let's talk about like the commercial. Boots is the A side. 1,000,000%. I think this is who's Virgil Ortiz signed to again?
Golden Boy.
This is the problem, though, isn't it? Like I feel like the American promoters, like you say, Matchroom comes from a British promotion. They know how to build a fighter up. Eddie Hearn knows what he's doing with Boots. Again, I think this just demonstrates, though, when you look at one side of it and what one fighter can do in Boots and what the Golden Boy do with Virgil Ortiz, it just proves the point even further that Matchroom and probably Queensbury are the biggest promotions in the world.
Yeah. But look, this is Virgil Ortiz is back, and he's fighting Erickson Lubin, 8th of November, which is a great fight.
But how much promotion gets chucked out about this? This is the thing.
Not enough, because I'll be honest with you. Actually, I'll be dead honest with you. I know I've been away for a little while, so I haven't necessarily seen all of the announcements. I didn't even know that was happening. So, Queensbury signed Ortiz, you 100% fight. But yeah, guaranteed. No doubt in my mind. That'd be made the next day after.
That'd be like that could be on a Queensbury v Matchroom card.
Oh my God! Imagine that on a Queensbury v Matchroom card.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ortiz is basically the star guy.
Yeah, but hear me out. Shall I tell you where it fits into
they're
it?
paying him.
So here, yeah, but Queensbury will pay more money. I'm telling you, they will. Ortiz and Boots on a Matchroom v Queensbury card. Fury comes out of retirement, and Joshua and Fury fight on a Matchroom v Queensbury card. It's mental, isn't it?
I mean, I love the idea. But...
Co-main Boots, main event Fury and thing.
I mean...
Sign me up, man. Just let me matchmate.
Yeah.
Call me Louis 2.4. Because if you don't know who Louis is, get to know. But I'm Louis 2.4.
Ortiz is going to do 14,000 seats at his next fight. So, I mean, we're talking. That's a stadium fight. Ortiz Boots is a stadium fight, because Lima and Lubin are not the biggest names in boxing. So you put those two together, we're talking stadium level. That's a brilliant fight, by the way. We maybe not spoke about this too much, but Ortiz, he's fought Madrimov, he's fought Boachuk, he's beat these guys. He's an incredible fight. I don't know. Anyway, look, that's the best fight. That's one of the best fights in the sport. So hopefully that happens. Boots can do whatever. Another worth noting, Giorgio Visioli, British prospect, but he's now gone over to America, made his debut. Very impressive, as he has been so far in his career. Zequin Moses fought his 8th fight in America on the undercard as well. Equally impressive to those two who hopefully, I say hopefully, I don't know, but could well fight each other in the future, which would be, you could well see that being for a world title to some extent. Then I think we're moving to the final topic of boxing this week. There could be more, honestly. Which is,
so we'll leave some till next Thursday, innit?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot. We'll leave Conway Liddard till next Thursday. We'll talk about that then. We'll talk about the announcements a little bit more then. I'm trying to remember what Canelo. We haven't even spoke really about Canelo.
We did.
Well, no, sorry, moving divisions is what I mean.
Yeah.
He's obviously, there's murmurs, discussions, whatever, that he's either going to go up or even down in weight again. We don't have to talk on this for too long, because I don't see the point.
No.
He's not winning if he goes up.
No, he'll win if he goes down, no? How far down is he going to go?
Well, that's the other thing. He's been at 168
because if it's
long.
If it's 154, it's a long day for a lot of fighters. Because I still think there's a lot of people that don't beat Canelo. Like a Canelo, which we haven't seen for a long time, that was a dangerous Canelo, you know.
It is. I think Canelo's over the hill.
No,
I'm not saying no, because I'm not saying this because I think Crawford only beat an old Canelo, but Canelo's been slow.
Who's he signed to?
Canelo.
He's not signed to Matchroom.
He's not signed to anyone. He does one-fight deals.
Fair enough. He's signed to Saudi. No, he's signed to Saudi on a 3-fight deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shit, yeah. Good point.
I think he's got 2 more fights. 2 or 1 more fight.
Yeah.
1 more fight on his deal.
I think we're going to see like Shiraz Canelo.
Nah, Shiraz is Hamza Shiraz purse bids for him to fight Callum Simpson for the European title.
Really?
Yeah. It's
an interesting fight.
Which is mad to me, because I feel like the fights that Shiraz has had, he's surpassed that and he's pushing for bigger fights. Callum Simpson will get there as well. By the way, I think Callum Simpson's a great boxer.
I think that's quite early for Callum Simpson,
but I think for Shiraz that don't make sense. But if he does it, he does it.
Well, I think it's an okay fight for him if it's just a stock block, but I don't understand. See, this is what I mean. I know it's not always their choice, but this is what we were talking about with BOXXER when we're talking about sensibly promoting your fighters.
Yeah, Callum Simpson's another fighter that
he's one of their best fighters. I think they need to be careful with it. They don't want him. I think the fight against Hamza Shiraz is dangerous. And I know boxing's dangerous, but do you not think that's a step too much?
Nah, do you know what though? Again, I've had the pleasure of speaking to Callum a couple of times, and honestly, like his mentality off camera, like there is no doubt in his mind that a fight with Hamza Shiraz would be too soon for him. The guy wanted Canelo in Barnsley. I'm telling you, he wanted Canelo in Barnsley.
But this is where sometimes fighters have to be safe from the start. Callum Simpson has looked incredible in his last fights, and he's very close.
I've heard he's horrible to spar as well. Horrible to spar.
Of course he is. He hits like he's a tank of a man.
He's violent when he spars. Apparently, that's
violent when he fights. The guy he's one of those. He's very nice on camera. He's like a very nice bloke, but
he's a very. Hey, listen, off camera. Big up to his missus as well, because his missus, like all the content he does, his missus films a lot of it for him. I think she does like competitions, like like the not weightlifting, but it's like.
At the Chelsea game. Thing. Oh, it's a disappointing comment, but all right. Enjoy it, man. AJ, he's got to go because he's gone to the Chelsea game. He's arrived. Fair enough. It's okay. This is boxing. We're boxing. We don't talk about football.
No. Listen, AJX, man. You lot done us in that game, but they saved your ass, man. But he made a very good point before. But sorry, go on. Callum Simpson is.
That's just I think that's too quick. I think Shiraz is too quick. That's a brilliant fight. But either way,
Hamza Shiraz and Canelo.
I think Shiraz Canelo is making. I think that
Hamza Shiraz Canelo makes sense.
And I think Shiraz will beat him. So there we go. That's boxing this week, 65. And we will. Any fights that happen this weekend, we'll talk about next Thursday when we are back for 66.
I don't know why I just done that. I've got like an imaginary gun in my hand. It's weird. It's weird. I've never held one in my life. I've never been part of the game. But there we go.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
What do you mean? Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Do you think? What do you think of me, Connor? What do you think?
They're throwing gun signs.
No, that was like a because you said Hamza Shiraz and Canelo. I just went, yeah.
Okay. 31 in the game. Got you.
31 in the game. You bastard. You bastard.
But we'll be back Thursday, 7:45. Obviously, it's been on screen the whole time, but the Amazon gift card giveaway is still going.
We're one sub off 200, man. Yeah. Just fucking grow up. Grow up.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, actually. So,
You're glad we're back, though. You're glad we're back. You're glad we are back. We're back every week.
It's a good episode today, actually.
I need to get a new ring light because this one's giving me a mad headache. So that's something I've got to do. And maybe some new glasses. But we learned a lot.
That's boxing this week. We will be back on Thursday as usual, and then it is just as usual from there with the live streams, fight watching, all the normal stuff. In the description is Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. If you want to watch or listen to us on the go, why not? Make sure to go follow it all. Make sure to subscribe here. Put yourself in the competition. So there's no reason not to. And I think that's everything. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So, Paolo, you got anything else you would like to say to the lovely people at home?
We are back. Good night.